All right.
Any more bars you thought about while you were showering?
No more bars. No more bars.
In my third year, I was Kobe. By 26, I was LeBron.
I mean,
put me in the shoes, and I told you these teachers can't hold me.
That wasn't it. But you know what I'm saying, man? Man's just out here doing their rhymes. Sounded good in the shower. Sounded good on the mic.
I'll put you on a feature on my mixtape.
When I heard back, when I pressed that playback, sounded good on the mic. I see where I went wrong.
When the producer said, "Yo, run that back,"
I said, "Run that back."
I wasn't ready. Yo, run that back.
We are the producer, so fucking why not? You know what I'm saying? So I sounded nice. I got my couple bars in. I think I'm good.
Don't worry, I'll give you track number.
I think I'm good.
7 on my. No, I'll give you 3. No, 4. Damn. 4 on my mixtape.
Track 4 is important.
It is. That's what I'm saying. Track 4, you got to keep people's energy. You got to keep people in.
It's very important. Yo, did you see on fucking Instagram where that person, someone responded to one of our Nicki Cardi posts and said, "I agree with the white guy."
Yeah, I see that. I was like,
God okay. Damn. That's how we're stereotyping.
Yo, 2018 with the white guy.
A man can't talk properly nowadays. God damn.
You do your white now.
It is what it is, man. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, with my name, I get the job. You know what I'm saying? So
your name's white too.
I get the job. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. There's pros and there's cons. The cons are the Instagram comments, but that shit don't bother me, man. Right. The pros, I get the job, and I get the job done, nigga.
Michael Jack.
You already know what it is. Let's get it. I fucking completely forgot what I was going to say.
It probably wasn't important. You know, that's what someone told me. If you don't know what you're going to say, then it wasn't important. If you forget something, it was not that important.
It wasn't important, but it was a fire intro.
We realized you forgot to pay your rent.
I'm just cheesed that it was a fire. I had a fire little ad-lib. And it never fucking happened because I just forgot. But whatever.
I'll just say ad-lib or just say funny intro.
Or funny intro. We're here though. Fuck it.
Hello.
We're going live. Hello. You already know what it is. My microphone check. Hello. 1, 2. What is it?
What's good, bro?
We're live and direct here. Harris's crib.
Crib.
Yes, I refer to myself in the third person, but it's all good.
Isn't that like a sign of like narcissist?
It might be.
Narcissist.
Because I'm probably a narcissist. Yeah. I am a narcissist.
Jeez. Self-diagnosed. I'm a self-diagnosed narcissist.
I'm like a partial narcissist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all in. I'm still humble sometimes.
I'm not Kanye level?
No. I'm not there, but...
Yet?
Probably yet. Probably yet. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. In the meantime, though. We're going to do our uno dos.
In the meantime.
Uno dos.
In the meantime.
Microphone check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hello. Actually,
you already know what it is.
I'm not swearing at all.
Oh, you're not? Okay. I'm about it. I'm about that life. Let's
try to get it. I might drop a 1-2 by accident, but
nah. Let's see if we can do the whole episode.
I'm gonna do my best.
This is the clean version. If you're looking for a vulgarity, you're in the wrong spot.
This is what's the cleanest version you can get? G rating. This is the G rating. This is the G rated episode.
Yeah. Or like E7. What do they call it?
I don't know. I know.
I'm thinking about like sports rating. Not sports. Video game ratings. Yeah. Okay, fuck it, man. Let's go. I swore. Okay, let's
rewind that back.
Let's let me rewind that back real quick because I just swore. So we're gonna act like
now it has to be PG because you're allowed to like want something is PG-13 or some bullshit.
You're
like
right.
That.
Let's act like that didn't
BS happen. Like that.
Yo, microphone check, guys. Welcome to another episode of the True North Views podcast.
TNV for short.
I swear to God, I'm at that point where I do not remember what episode number we are on.
29.
It's only been 29 weeks.
This is 29.
And episode. I'm forgetting already. That's a bad sign.
No. Oh, that's not a bad sign. Yeah, you're right.
That's a bad sign. Very bad sign. But you know what? I'm still pushing day by day. We are your go-to podcast to start your week. We are your go-to podcast for every day of the week. Yep. Or your favorite podcast, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast, and Toronto's official unofficial podcast.
Because we are the kings of dope criticism.
Yeah.
The Pharaohs of Prolific Opinion.
Ad-lib.
The emperors of elevated thoughts.
It's your boy Harris here.
You know I skirt. JustShola.
That's borderline pause. And as usual, we're giving you our views from the perspective of a couple of first-generation Canadians on what's really buzzing, what people are talking about, and most importantly, what people are not talking enough about. A boot's still never gonna catch on.
I just gotta say it.
But you gotta say for the
Saskatchewans,
the West Coast Canadians that may or may not be listening. You gotta shout them out too, indirectly. So I'm not mad at that. Let me plug our stuff real quick. I was gonna say plug our ish, but I'm trying not to swear.
That's good. You got yourself there.
You can tell I'm conscious of it. So let me plug our stuff really quick. it has no impact when I say stuff.
It doesn't.
God damn.
It's
Anyways,
the same way.
You can follow us at True North Views on Instagram and on Twitter. That is TrueNorthViews. You can search for us on SoundCloud. You can search for us on Spotify. You can also search for us on Apple Podcasts. We are there. Just look up True North Views Podcast. Easiest way to find us. We're also pretty much on every platform that you may or may not listen to.
Yes.
So whatever podcast platform you use, whether it's the podcast app, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Podbean, whether it's
Podbay.
I
don't know these.
What were some of the other things that were mentioned in the group?
I can't remember.
Can't remember it, but listen, whatever platform you use, just search True North Views Podcast.
We up there.
You will find us. If you don't find us, just let us know. And of course, we will look to get that handled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Rate, review, comment.
Rate, review, comment, like, subscribe.
All that shit. And
let's get this social experiment going. Like we said, it's been a success so far.
Yeah.
Let's make it a further success. So the social experiment is as follows. You, as one individual, have one task.
Okay.
And one little side task. So I guess two tasks.
I got it. What's the task?
So the first task that you have to do is you have to tell 6 people about the True North Views podcast.
Done.
Right? The second task you have to do is tell those 6 people that they have 2 tasks to do.
Ooh, I'm about to do that right now.
And what you have to tell them is that their task is to tell 6 more people about the True North Views podcast.
Tell 6 more people about the podcast. Send.
There you go. Once you do that, you wash, you rinse, you repeat, you recycle.
Yo, check out True North Views podcast.
And then at that point, the social experiment is complete. Everyone knows about us because the world works on a 6 degrees of separation basis.
Yes, sir. You still believe that shit?
You swore.
Sorry.
So let's rewind that real quick.
No, we should like a penny jar.
You know what I'm saying?
Jar, but like
no more pennies in Canada.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing a 5 cents jar because that's too much.
Almost said the N-word. This man said too much.
No thanks. I'm cool on that. But you can find us on any podcasting platform that you're looking for. No excuses. Tell 6 friends. Tell 6 of them to tell 6 more of them. You wash, you rinse, you repeat, you recycle, and then we're here where we are today.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
C'est la vie.
We got a docket. We got a docket for today, man. Let's get into it. So, of course, as usual, we're gonna start off with that music potpourri segment. Of course, it's it's been our favorite segment for a little while. Forget it. I was gonna say F it, but I'm gonna say forget it. The Clint version of movies. Forget that guy anyway.
Yo, forget that guy.
So forget that anyway. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna pick a favorite child. It's music potpourri.
Jeez.
It is what it is.
I'm showing love to one child.
But you know what, man? It's definitely going to be a more balanced show. We can promise you that.
Yes. Promise.
So we are absolutely looking forward to that. And one more thing that I want to say. We're getting back to that point where we're 90 minutes or less.
90 minutes or less or it's free.
What can I say? There's been a lot of music to talk about. There's been a lot of things to talk about. It's brought us to the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
2.5-hour mark.
Oof.
but
we cut that shit.
We understand.
You swore.
It's hard. You cut that stuff.
We cut that stuff. See, it doesn't sound the same. Like it doesn't hit.
It sounds like it sounds like I'm watching a movie on BET. Blockbuster cinema. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got some good balance. We got a 90-minute show for you in store. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So, of course, like I said, let's get into that music potpourri segment. I wanted to start with something very interesting that I noticed on the timeline. Something that nobody spoke about. So I figured, well, why don't I just talk about it?
Right, that's what we're here for.
I need to talk about Wale versus 070 Shake.
You're describing?
Let me provide some context, of course, for the listeners. Basically, what happened was somebody tweeted, if I could ever bless a track with at Wale, at Kid Cudi, at Wiz Khalifa, and at 070 Shake, you can off me after. Okay, first of all, I don't know if that's my death row wish. I enjoy the artist, but I don't know if that's my death row
what's
wish.
Your last song? What's your last song? That.
So 070 Shake tweets or does an RT comment that says, not really feeling the Wale part. So like a day later, because she didn't at Wale, she just said Wale. A day later, Wale says in his sarcastic way, he says, LMAO, I love how you went out of your way to say that. Go off, queen. Go off. Off spelled AWF, not OFF.
AWF.
Go off. Off.
Trying to put like an accent on that?
Yeah, like go off, queen. Go off, queen. The next tweet.
Okay, by who?
So 070 Shake.
Yes.
She RT comments again. Must be her thing.
I guess so.
RT comment. You just too fire for me, bro. Feel me? Love you. To Wale. What do we think about that at this point?
Okay, who are the other people on this track? 070 Shake, Kid Cudi.
No.
I'll tell you why I'm going with someone with this. Reason why I would ever side with her and say maybe she meant you're too fire because those guys are more like alternative, minus Wiz, but they're more like alternative. Like Cudi doesn't really straight rap like that, and 070 Shake doesn't straight rap like that. Wale is the best lyricist there.
Yeah, you're not selling me, bro.
No, Wale is the best lyricist there. Maybe this track is not meant to be a lyricist track.
You're not selling me on this at all. She said, I'm not feeling the Wale part. Not, you know what? Wale's too lyrical for us. I don't think he would fit.
240 characters, man.
Man, she could have done more than 5 characters, though.
She could type more. She couldn't type all that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff. She backpedals. She says, you just too fire for me, bro. You feel me? I love you.
That's a cover my ass.
And then Wale says, just to finish off the story before I share my thoughts, Wale tweets to her RT comment. I think he did that purposely. He said, this is what we call in our community, quote unquote, well, like shit, or quote unquote, capping. In some other communities, the shade is noted, queen. And just left it at that.
Okay, I'm waiting for that next. I'm waiting for the next Wale track and get that.
The reference.
Shake or sub.
Just like we had the Solange reference on I forgot what track that was, but they used to date. Boy, did he blow that one. Yeah. Anyways,
imagine you were Beyonce's high school fun.
Boy, did he blow that one too.
And yeah,
damn, oh damn. So again, I mean, the entire story, because like you said, certain parts are like, yeah, Wale didn't need to come out of his way necessarily, but I feel like he did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say
he did. I'm not blaming him for doing that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna say, like if another artist in the industry is gonna go out of their way
to talk about you,
to talk negatively about you, I'm really trying not to swear. To talk negatively about you, I think it's okay for you to call it out.
Yeah, it's fair enough
to call it the BS and be like, yo, come on, like, yo, what's up with that? Mm-hmm. I see your shade. Like, own up to it, or
exactly
don't talk about it.
If you're going to talk about me, be ready for what comes with talking about me.
Don't.
That's what it is.
What does Charlemagne says again? If you not hit someone, but if you can't attack someone essentially, then you can't really prepare for how they're going to respond.
Yeah, you can't tell people how to.
You can't tell people how to react. Yeah,
exactly. You can do whatever you want, and you can expect how they're going to react, but you can't tell people.
Exactly.
You can't tell people how to react.
So I'm not mad at this.
So, exactly, me neither. I was trying to trying to play devil's advocate there, but
I know, of course.
She threw shade, and she knows she did. She tried to backpedal.
I hate that backpedaling to me was super corny. Like, yo, come on, man. Like,
Like, I already
Either
just
own
said,
up to it. Like, don't say, bro, you're too fire for me. Feel me?
just be like, I wasn't feeling your last few albums or something.
Yeah.
Like, just be like, yo, be honest. And even he probably hopefully take
Double
it.
down.
Yeah.
Double down on that stuff.
Right?
I almost, oh my God.
It's hard. Trust me. It's hard.
Damn. This is the clean version. God damn.
PG-13.
What was I going to say? No shout out to 070 Shake on that one.
Did you like her?
I do still like her. I think she makes very good music, but something like that, it's corny.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I think it's corny.
It is.
Shout out to Wale for calling it out.
Stuff.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Shout out to Wale for calling it out, and he kept his head cool, and he was like,
that
was
a
what?
Good response.
Go off, Queen. You do your thing. I noted the shade. I'm moving on with my life. Quick. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna move on to the next subject. Let's off that subject of 070 Shake and Wale. AF. We're off that. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about something real important.
Let's get it.
Real important. This is about, of course, Missy Elliot.
Shout out to her, man.
Let's play a round of applause for Missy Elliot real quick. You know what I'm saying? A round of applause for Missy Elliot.
Quick too, and I'll tell you why later.
And I'm going to play one of these for Missy Elliot. And one of these. Drop a TMV bomb for Missy Elliot. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Missy Elliot, man.
She has become the first female rapper to be nominated for the Songwriters Hall of Fame. So
I was a round of applause, but we already did that.
We already did the round of applause. So I'm gonna let you get this one off, though, man. What's going on here?
So Songwriters Hall of Fame. Songwriters are eligible for induction after writing hit songs for 20 years.
That's crazy to me, first of all.
So you got to be 20 years of writing hit songs?
Rule number 2, no more first of alls. We're becoming way too restricted as a podcast. But anyways,
we got to say
20 years, man, because you think about hip-hop and as we're... And she is pop to some extent, but as we are growing in this hip-hop historic world in that sense, the genre is, and this is technically true about anything, the genre is older than it's ever been, right? The genre is
hip-hop
not
pretty young.
The hip-hop is very young.
I've been watching the youngest.
I've been watching Hip Hop Evolution.
One of the newest.
Yeah.
Genres of music.
It is. I've been watching Hip Hop Evolution. And
that's a Netflix show?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
I'm gonna tell everyone, go and watch Hip Hop Evolution. It's a docu-series.
I'm watching Making a
Season
Murder
1.
Right now.
Oh yeah.
I'll watch that one. That's my next list. That's what I'm gonna say.
Making a Murder. I heard that the season sucks.
I don't know. It's kinda like not captivating like the first one was. But I want to finish it.
I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they were saying, honestly, okay, watch episode 1 and 2 to see how the story gets set up a little bit. Otherwise, just go straight to episode 9.
All right, that's what I'm doing. I still have my life.
Just go straight to episode 9.
I think I'm on episode 6, and I've been watching this for about 2 weeks. I cannot get it through.
Yeah, it's not making sense. But
back to your hip hop.
No, hip hop is very young, man. Like when you think about kind of like
NWA,
I'm gonna call it mainstream hip hop. I'm gonna say that when you think about mainstream hip hop, or when you think about documented hip hop, it really only starts. Yes, they are. It really only starts back in say 79.
Yeah, early 80s.
So you're talking, you're going on its 40th year almost.
Mm-hmm. That's
right. So the genre itself is not old, and when you consider someone like a Missy Elliot, or when you consider the criteria for the Songwriters Hall of Fame, it makes sense why there's not a lot of hip hop acts in there.
Which I was going to say, there's only 2 other rappers in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Who they at?
Jay-Z, that's your man.
That's not surprising.
Pause, but your boy. I don't know. And Jermaine Dupri.
That one, a little bit surprising, because I was aware of Jermaine Dupri's production.
That's what I was going to say. I know him as a producer. Is he a writer now all of a sudden?
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe he was writing while
Maybe
he was
writing Bow Wow's rhymes.
Maybe he was. Bow Wow has no hits anymore.
Hey, yo, Bow Wow still goes hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bow Wow low-key has 20 years in the game.
Oh, yeah, he's been around.
Which is mind-boggling.
He blew up when he was like 8 years old.
Man has 15, 20 years in the game.
And he's only like 31.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Well, anyway, she's just nominated. She hasn't officially won yet.
Yeah.
Next year, there could be an addition to the ranks. As Associated Press reports, Virginia rapper Missy Elliot is one of the nominees. I said that already. She's be the first female rapper. We said already. It's well-deserved, of course. Well, no discussion about history and music. All I want to say is think about maybe 10 years forward. Who are some people you'll see?
And songwriters. Okay, so that's an important question because it's not just who makes a hit. It does go to songwriting.
So I'll say Safari. I'm playing.
Neo definitely has the ability. I'm laughing at the previous joke you made. Not at Neo. But Neo has the opportunity when you think about that.
Sean Garrett?
I think more so from hip-hop, right? So that's naturally where my mind takes me.
We don't know. Like, these people don't come out. I can see
Kanye being in there. I can see Kanye being in there because when we think about the writing of Jesus Walks and All Falls Down and...
You think, but now I think, did he write this
Waves
all alone?
And Wolves and... Regardless of if you wrote it alone, he gets the writing credit for it.
Oh, that's true. You just want that credit that says you wrote it on it.
Exactly. And even though Ye wasn't, the most groundbreaking project, there's still a lot of good writing on there.
Oh yeah, he has some good writing. Let's not forget Ye or Kanye.
There was good writing on there. It was just a rushed project, and it wasn't a project that we particularly enjoyed in comparison to his last, his last set of projects. Yeah. So, I think, especially with, Yandi coming out and he has the ability to turn it around, I think, we naturally will give him a lot of chances before we cancel him. I don't think he will be canceled.
It's going to take a while before Kanye gets canceled.
So he might as well be there.
What do you think about Kendrick?
Kendrick, yes. I think Kendrick has the ability to be there, especially after the Damn album.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
Not that he wasn't already damn near cemented
Damn,
with Good Kid, Mad City, but
Damn put like
that. It's a trifecta.
Yeah, it put there's no arguing anymore.
It's exactly. So 3 different albums, 3 different classics, 3 different directions. And then Damn was just, although some people will say it's too commercial, it's still genius writing.
It is, yeah.
Right? It is still genius writing for sure. I think somebody like a J. Cole has the opportunity to be there. I think
that's what I was going to say next.
He's written a lot of relatable music for a lot of people. Music that has seen mainstream success. Music that has seen longevity in terms of charting and performance and whatnot. So,
I think Drake can be on that?
I don't think Drake can be on that because I don't think he... maybe I don't know. I just don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I don't think he has enough writing credits.
All his songs? I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? But what do some of his songs
I agree with you. I agree. I don't think Drake should be there.
But I'm just wondering, do some of his songs have like different writers in terms of credits?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he'll be there for that reason. I'm trying to think Nas. I think Nas actually should be there, and I'm surprised that he's not. Because he's been rapping.
I wish I saw some of the other people that are not rappers on this, but I don't want to do the search.
It's interesting that they have Jay-Z but not Nas. I mean Jay-Z, of course, stature-wise, but
one with Ether.
Important to note. It is important to note. Do you think the public perception, not public perception, but do you think your public imagery has something to do with it? And
yes.
What I mean by that, of course, is Missy kind of made a little bit of a comeback. Don't sleep. She performed recently with Sierra.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been following, I'm not gonna lie. But she's like, I've heard her name get discussed a little bit more in 2018. So I'm a little surprised by that.
I have been hearing a lot of her songs on the radio a lot, I wouldn't lie.
Jay-Z, I mean, obviously we know his public image is right at the top. It's been that way since like 2004. Whereas somebody like Nas is now just starting to get the public image. So now he's starting to appear on the Forbes charts. He's starting to be recognized for his business acumen with the what do you call it? With the Hennessy stuff, right? So now that he's getting that public image, don't forget he started rapping before Jay-Z. So he has more years of writing credits. Right?
And he's been writing. Yeah,
I saw a tweet, and I hate to even read this tweet because it's slandering my guy Jay-Z. It said Jay-Z came out with 444, and y'all hailed him as like making this groundbreaking album, but Nas been writing like this for years.
Nas is underrated as a writer.
He's underrated because he lost to Jay-Z.
He didn't lose that beef.
He did. He didn't. Let's keep it a buck.
He ethered him.
He definitely did. Just quick, yeah, man. Again, with Missy, man, just
shout out to her.
Shout out to her. It's a no brainer. Like, we don't have to go through a music history for anyone.
I'm not going to. If you don't know who Missy is,
she's too young for you. Say less. She should be first ballot. She should make it.
But shout out. Then let's get to new music.
Let's get into that new music report, man. It
trust me, it works all the time.
Do I have anything even close to like? I don't.
Get something.
Okay, I have an idea. This is my idea. All right, guys, let's get into that new music report, man. Let's get into that new music report. It is what it is. Let's go. True Enough Views podcast. Let's get it.
Yo, start them off with what you listened to this week.
So I'm gonna start off with a project that actually came out last week. You know, like we mentioned, there were so many projects that came out that we didn't get a chance to get through them all. One of the ones that I said that I wanted to get through last week was a Jay Critch project called Hood Favorite.
He signed to Rich the Kid's label.
Is he?
Yeah.
Rich the Kid has his own label, right?
Yeah.
Or like his own sub-label. Yeah, who's he? He's on QC.
Is he on QC? Yeah, I think he's on
Or did he leave QC? I know he had
I think he had a beef with QC.
He had a beef with them. I don't remember if he left.
Yeah, he's one of those artists that has his own label and he's pretty young, which was everyone thought was a good idea. And he signed Famous Dex and Jay Critch.
He had a thing with Dex.
Like a hit?
He had something good. Like Dex could have been developed.
It's hard to develop yourself and try and develop an artist.
True.
You want to, like, not to be selfish, but you want to, you know, you don't want your protege to...
Somebody like J. Cole executed it perfect. I think J. Cole was really the only artist in recent memory to execute it perfectly.
How about me? Not me.
Maybe Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. I was going to say Rick Ross. Yeah. Lil Wayne did a really good job at it.
Wayne was kind of there already. You know
that's true. Wayne was already huge.
Because he was already there, yeah. Because he was Cash Money, and then he was already at the top, and then it was Young Money.
But he had a good ear.
Drake kind of did it, but OVO hasn't
He's not really producing music for OVO.
Yeah, OVO's not really...
The Weeknd is doing it really well right now. With Belly, Nav, 88 Glam.
But Belly's not with him. Belly's with Rock Nation.
No, Belly signed to Cash. Or not Cash, EXO. Cash is the president of EXO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm shout out to them.
Nav,
yeah, I'll give that. I'll give that to Weeknd then. I didn't know that.
But shout out an artist for expanding, seeing where the money is. The money isn't in you making music; it's in other people making music and you taking their money. Literally,
be the industry.
Pretty much, be the record label.
But yeah, that new Jay Critch came out. Hood Favorite again. That came out last week. I like that track, Ego. I think that track was good. The following track was called.
Ego with was it Beyonce? I like his big ego. Pause. I knew that was coming. Sorry, go back to your track list.
Don't kill me. Yeah, it was though. There was a Beyonce song called Ego. Ego by Jay Critch was a good song. Quicker was a good song as well. That featured Offset. There was a song called Try It with French Montana and Fabulous. A really good beat on that one. Fabulous definitely bodied his beat. It felt like a sample. Like I didn't want to check who. I didn't even know if the sample information was going to be on there, but it had that "I'm a Hustler" Cassidy vibe to it. Like they grabbed it and then they looped it a bit. It almost felt like a Swiss Beats production, and with French on there.
Because he's from New York, right?
He is from New York.
So it will have that little New York flair to it.
A little bit, and then with French on there, you can kind of French works with Swiss a lot and that kind of thing. So. Maybe Swiss is behind the scenes. I didn't check the credits, so I don't know for sure. But it sounds like it could have been one of those songs. There was another song called "Replace." That was a solid track. Like he was basically okay. I'm gonna say some bars from that "Replace" song.
Is Jay Critch saying this?
Jay Critch, and this is all you need to know about this being like a hype niggas type of sound, a saturated type of sound, right?
Okay.
So. First of all, I thought it was hard in a new age sounding way.
All right,
you know what I'm saying? Like a 21 type of bars. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, first of all, Diamond's going Super Saiyan like Goku. First of all.
Okay.
Once you say a Super Saiyan line, I mean, you're already new age, right?
Pretty much Dragon Ball Z.
Anyways, Diamond's going Super Saiyan like Goku. Young nigga making a lot of bands off Pro Tools. Niggas juggling off the flip phone like it's O2. And I gotta keep it real, gotta keep it old school. Niggas saying that they will, but they won't do. Had to do what? I was in the chicken spot. Now it's Nobu.
Hey, shout out.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's good.
It's exactly. I like the wordplay there. He had a little, and he made like a story out of that little bit.
Yeah,
there.
like it's good. He's making something of it.
He's not just saying random
bars
lines
at the same line, but it's still. it's still new nigga rap.
Yeah, it's not anything groundbreaking.
You know what I'm saying? It's still new nigga rap.
It's something you can think about in the shower if you really did put enough thought to it.
I'm telling you, that's my Kobe bar stuff. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
By 23, I was Kobe.
But my issue is this: like, these artists don't really know how to differentiate themselves.
They don't,
in my opinion, right? Like, they all use the same flow. They use the same beats. It's the ones, in my opinions, it's the ones that are willing to change their flow within their album or change their flow from album to album.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the only ones that are gonna last.
Yeah, because rap has become the easiest thing to do, quote unquote easiest thing to do now.
Yeah, like the Black Babies of the world, the Black Chynas.
I'm not listening to Black Chyna's single.
No,
there's no way. No matter what feature you put on that, I'm not.
And she got somebody to write it, and it's probably the same writer as Cardi. So what's the difference?
They have the same flow.
It's a different face. It's a different number of Instagram followers. It's a different beat, but it's the same background
content. The content is BS.
We're doing a real good job of not swearing, by the way.
We are, trust me. We can do it.
But like, yo, it's weird to me. So I mean, just the album itself, it was decent. There's some solid tracks on there. I thought it was gonna be a skip by skip. I personally don't see replay value on this. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
I might come across a track here and there. Like, I might go back to that Fab track that sounds like I'm a hustler. I might go back to that Replace track again with the Goku O2 Nobu lines on there. I might go back Pro Tools. You know what I'm saying? Doodly doo. Like, I don't know, man. I might go back to that.
Is it a basketball clip? We'll play the random thoughts.
Oh man, did I save that for random thoughts?
I sent it to the group. So
I hope I saved it, man.
I can put it up quick.
But that was again, decent project. Jay Critch, hood favorite, worth a listen. I will say that. Okay. So you definitely want to go check that out. What was the first project you bumped for the week?
So I saw They THY period all capitalized.
I thought it was just they spelled correctly with a period.
THEY. That's how you spell it.
Oh no, I thought you said THY period. I was
like, no, THEY period.
Oh, okay,
sorry,
okay.
All capitalized. They came out with an EP called Fireside. Now, before I even go into the EP itself, well, you gotta know about their first album, New Hyena. They had no features on that. It was almost 20 tracks. I can't remember. It was like almost 20 tracks, straight, different sounding
music. Have you heard of these guys before?
Yes, because they had one song, You Right. And it blew up. It was all over the radio and stuff. I don't remember that. But that was
what year was that?
Last year, maybe a year before. I think it was last year, early last year. It was like, you right. And then they'll rap for a little bit and do a little singing thing. I did bump New Religion, Hyena. Called.
And that's the previous album.
That was their first album, their debut album. I liked them. The album wasn't really that great, but I really liked their sound.
Right.
They were different.
Like you're seeing something in them beyond the album.
Yes, exactly. And so when I saw this, like, you know what, why not? I do like how they sound as people. All features all of a sudden. I was like, oh, okay. But they have Wiz Khalifa, Jeremiah, Ty Dolla $ign, Jessie Reyes, shout out to Toronto. And,
is Jessie Reyes Torontonian?
She is. She's from Toronto.
Shout out to her.
Which was good. And they really meshed well with all their features, which was surprising since their first album had no features.
This was 6 songs.
6 songs, yes.
So another burst project, if we want to call it that.
I really liked the tempo. Yeah. It started off hard, and by the last song, it was such a slow, not such a slow, but more of them singing. And these guys can sing. They're not even rap. They're not called rappers. They're called R&B.
They don't depend on auto-tune in that sense.
They use auto-tune sometimes, but they can sing.
They can sang.
Even one of the guys on it, Drew Love. I can't remember the other guy's name. He was on Thing's album, G-Eazy's album.
And he was singing you listen to G-Eazy.
Yeah. Did you listen to this?
I did listen to it.
Have you heard of them before?
I haven't heard of them. But again, I did see it on my list of albums for the week. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a listen again because we're in that era of burst music. So I have 19 minutes to spare.
6 tracks.
I can go ahead and listen to this. The Ty Dolla $ign track.
Ooh, that was heavy.
So that song was called 18 Months. That's where I saw their vocal ability, essentially.
They can sing.
Right? So I was like, okay, they're singing. Ty Dolla $ign is singing. I can see just a good vocal, good display of voice on this song. No bells and whistles in that sense. And then the following song, Rockville Station, vocal ability again. So I was like, oh, back-to-back vocal. I'm impressed with that.
These guys are singers, and I like their voice. Their voices are unique but good.
Yeah.
You can tell them apart. You can tell, oh, that's not that person, or that's not Drew.
And not even comparing them, but I guess what you mean by that is like when you think about, and again, I don't like comparing artists, but I like kind of comparing the undertone, the underlying story, so to speak. Think about like a Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Sounds different in a good way.
Yes.
Like no one can really mimic Jeremiah's voice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, no, these guys are good, man. Like, I like the Vic Mensa track.
Yes, Vic Mensa came hard on that.
That song is called Tell Me.
Yes, Tell Me.
Listen, man, we both agree. He been nice.
Yeah, we both like Vic Mensa along a few years ago.
We saw him open for Jay-Z.
Yeah, he was co-signed by Jay-Z and Kanye.
Co-signed.
And he just started trying.
I just want him to use his talent to make music, man.
He went too much into
storylines and new rappers and beef and
trying to
be the
social justice warrior.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
He was always out there like, I fight, do your thing with social justice, but sometimes there is something that's going too far, and I feel like
just make music. Just make your
music.
You are
a good lyricist.
Jeez. But no, I mean, again, decent project. Decent project overall.
I think everyone should listen to this at least once.
And similarly to the Jay Critch, nothing that blew me away. It was nothing that was like, oh, wow, I have to revisit this. But I think for me, it was kind of what you got from their first album.
Yes.
So it's like, it's a name that I know I want to keep a lookout for now, moving forward.
That's how I feel about this. Because this was like, I actually like the first album. I felt like nothing blew me away. Mm-hmm. It was different. But when I heard this, I was like, you know what? These guys are talented. And I will continue to look out for their stuff.
Decent project, man. Go listen to that. It's called, the group name is They, with a period. The album is, or the project. I'm just going to call it project.
I have to go Google
It's called Fireside. So give that a listen. I think that's a solid one. What else came out this week?
I'm going to go next. This is going to be real quick. Still My Moment, T Grizzly. It's a mixtape. I don't remember how many tracks, to be honest. I just kept on playing it. I have quite a few features on it, too. I think there was like Lil Pump on one of the tracks, too. It's a regular T Grizzly, high energy.
T Grizzly used to be one of those names I looked out for.
Me too, but he sounds the same on every track. To be honest,
I stopped looking out.
He sounds the same. So I listened to it. I had this on. I was at work. So I just put it on play. It wasn't really bothering me. He did have one line in one song that I thought was funny. He's like, "Remember when a hoodie was my winter coat?" It reminded me of when we were back in high school and we were like, F those winter coats, we were 2 hoodies.
Yo, it made no sense because we were intentionally rebellious against winter coats.
Yes.
Like we said, forget that.
We'll
go to S'il vous plaît, buy the large hoodie, and then also wear the thermal hoodie under that.
Yes.
Yo,
it made no sense. Everyone looked twice as big.
That was the good old days, man. That was the days when nobody cared about anything. Our only stress in this world was what size hoodie you buying.
What hoodie to wear.
Man, boy, is life different.
So, all in all, don't listen to this if you really don't have this time. If you have, for some reason, enough time.
If you have nothing else to listen to,
listen to it, yeah.
All right, T Grizzly.
I won't blame you for not listening to it.
Still in my moment.
What do you listen to?
Didn't really kick off for us. I'm gonna go back, man. We spoke a little bit about hip hop history. I'm not saying this guy should be in the Writers Hall of Fame necessarily, but he's been around for a minute. He's been around for 3 decades. And as we get older and as hip hop gets older, it's crazy to think how some of these people have been involved in like 75% of the genre's time.
It will surprise you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
back to what we said, hip hop is old. Technically, Jay-Z has been in hip hop for
50% of hip hop's existence.
And he's not even 50.
Like that's insane. Mm-hmm. So Too Short came out with a project. It's called the Pimp Tape. Very quick, man. Just the easiest way to summarize this thing. It's 0% politically correct. The entire album. I don't even really need to read lyrics. What I'll do is I'll just read a couple of song titles. Where that though? Where that though?
Where at though?
Hold on though. Break a Itch with a B in front of it. Ain't My Girlfriend. Give Her Some Money. How to Be a Player. Pull Your Trophies Out. Talking about women.
He's still alive.
The Game Taught Me. So that song was funny because it was like my mama taught me how to treat a woman. The game taught me how to treat a
okay. I like that.
Only Dimes.
Okay.
Twerk Train.
This is such
Sexy Dancer. So you know where this is going.
Is he from the Bay Area?
He's from Bay Area. I think he's from Oakland.
Yeah, because he's always on G-Eazy's tracks, and G-Eazy's from like San Francisco.
West Coast rapper.
Shout out to them, man. West Coast.
And again, just watching hip hop evolution, like when you see how the West Coast started, it's interesting just seeing how all of this ties in, especially with these older artists. But again, a couple of standout songs for me. So I liked Go Short Dog a lot. I liked Tables a lot. 2 Chainz killed that. Snoop Dogg killed the feature as well. How to Be a Player, I think, might be the song of the album. So that's featuring T.I. and E40. That was a good one. I'll give you that. What do I want to give you on that? I guess an applause.
Thank you.
That was good. Shout out to E40. He spit the Canada line on there. He's like, I got my wine with my lobster from Nova Scotia.
Hey, shout out to Nova Scotia.
Get it.
TMB out here shouting out Nova Scotia. Shouting out E40. Shouting out Nova Scotia.
And Nova Scotia has mad black people. So shout out to them, man.
Yo, we're coming there soon.
How to Be a Player featuring T.I. and E40, like I mentioned. That's probably the best song of the album. If that's not the best song, there is a song called Don't Shoot that is featuring Schoolboy Q and Joyner Lucas. I'm gonna come out and say this. Ever since that, what's it? I am white people or whatever Joyner Lucas did. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I am black. I can't remember.
It kind of rubbed me the wrong way at first because I feel like you shouldn't. I know I get the statement you were trying to make, but.
Yeah. Oh, that was definitely clickbait.
I didn't agree with it.
Not clickbait, but like he knew it was going to cause controversy.
Yeah, I didn't like his approach. But as a lyricist, Joyner's starting to grow on me, man.
He's a good lyricist,
and I knew he's been a good lyricist, but he's really starting to grow on me. Like again, of this newer crop, right? When I think about the JIDs, the Reasons, the who else do I have on in that newer crop?
Loot.
I'm putting Joyner right there. Again.
You should listen to his Gucci Gang remix.
I think I listened to it.
He just flames Lil Pump, but then he listened to his 21 Savage Bank Account remix. Those 2 remixes made me understand like he's a good lyricist.
See, but then again, it's almost like that's almost part of why he was rubbing me the wrong way because I don't want
him to be going.
I'm off of that era. I don't want you to rhyme on another beat. I want to hear something original. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in that mixtape 04.
Yeah, remember that?
Lil Wayne,
dedication.
Cassidy. Like I'm not in
all
that.
of dedication. Every dedication beat.
Datpiff.com. I'm not there. I'm not there in my life anymore.
Is a hit song that Lil Wayne remixed.
I'm not there in my life anymore. But shout out to Joyner Lucas, man. That was solid. There's a track on there called Twerk Train, like I mentioned. That features Chanel West Coast.
Is she good at rapping?
She's not good.
Because remember Charlamagne flamed her?
She sounds like Nelly Furtado, man. She ain't good. Remember Nelly Furtado on Promiscuous Girl, how she was rapping? That's how Chanel West Coast sounds. But shout out to Chanel West Coast anyway because she chills with mad people. So
get your money, man.
Personally, I've been on a West Coast wave lately.
Is it because of FM?
It's not even because of FM. FM is part of it. I just been on a wave, like whether it's your typical West sounding music or whether it's just people from the West, like going back to J-Rock, bumping a bunch of Kendrick,
$5
bumping Reason. Is Ty from?
He's from the West Coast, from LA.
I don't even know if Reason's from, but I just assume everyone from TDE is from the West.
Usually you would find where you're from. Like, it's usually Toronto guys.
Vince Staples is on the West thing. And then again, you have this Too Short, and this fulfilled that again. You know what I'm saying? So this to me was like West Coast strip club music from top to bottom. West Coast strip club music from top to bottom.
It's going to be raining.
But again, like I was saying, man, I really like the direction that hip hop's going in. Like when it comes to longevity, again, we're seeing that rock and roll influence. We're seeing the fact that U2 can have the highest grossing tour in like year 35 of their career. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're seeing that effect with hip hop now. Too Short's coming out with a project after 30 years in the game.
This happened.
Has no buzz around his name in that sense.
Still gonna do good.
But he's like, yo, I'm just gonna release it anyways. I'm gonna call my peoples. I'm gonna call Chanel West Coast and them.
Chanel West Coast.
I'm gonna say, yo, let's do a feature and let's make a solid album or let's make a solid project.
When you're like
solid.
When you're from an area, people will respect you based just off your history.
His name is respect.
Yeah, that's what Too Short calls someone. Any of these guys, Too Short probably call him like, yo, we're on next flight.
Exactly.
Say less, fam. We're out here.
Again, good project. That's called The Pimp Tape by Too Short. Definitely worth a listen for sure. Let's move on to the next project. I want to move on to IDK. I don't know if his name is I Don't Know or if his name is IDK. I'm going to call him IDK because that's the letters that I see in front of me.
Spotify.
So IDK came out with a project called IDK and Friends.
Yes, you just bumped that one before this.
Yeah, we just bumped that while we were kind of, prepping to give you guys a flame of a show. I like this project a lot.
I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna say I like it a lot. There's a feature on every track, hence the name IDK and Friends.
I would say someone did that recently. It was they.
It was they.
We just talked about it.
I noticed that. I noticed because I listened to IDK first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I like what they is doing with the all thing, with the all features. Then I'm like, well, IDK just did that.
Yeah.
But the features in order, there's 7 songs. Again, another burst project, if we want to call it that. 7 songs, 7 features in order. 30 Back, Maxo Cream,
Flames,
Denzel Curry,
Flames,
Rico Nasty,
Hella Flames,
Q the
Nasty.
Fool, Q the Fool,
Yes.
Wale, and Domo Genesis.
Did Wale body it?
Wale didn't quite body, but he wasn't. I guess he was just giving him a verse.
Okay.
Maybe
doing it for the money, probably.
Maybe didn't quite body it, but he didn't. It wasn't a weak.
Is Wale signed or he's still independent?
He signed. He signed to Warner Brothers.
Okay, shout out to Wale, man.
Signed to Warner Brothers. But again, a nice short, compact album, man. Again, I think we got to give some credit to Kanye.
Shout out to Kanye.
We didn't like the 7 project thing. We were against it. We said at the time. I said at the time. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. I said at the time 11 or 12 is my perfect number. 40 minutes is my perfect number. I'm still going to say it is. But the 7-minute, it has a place, man.
I'm down for the 7-track albums if it's like Migos
it's mad music
and
comes out.
Quavo and
True.
People that don't really give me content. But if you're going to give me a good
but it's
content,
weird.
I want you to give me something longer than...
It's weird because I think it's a weird spectrum because I want, let's call it a 25-minute project, right?
Yeah.
Forget 7 tracks
Okay,
because, for example, what was it? They was 6 songs, right?
I enjoyed that.
The 20-minute project or the 25-minute project, it's a weird spectrum because it's like you want it from artists that offer you nothing and you want it from artists that offer you almost everything. So you want it from Pusha T. You want it from T.I. You want it from Black Thought. You want it from, Nas is okay with a 7 song. But you also want it from the Migos. You want it from...
Because they ain't saying
They ain't really, you want it from the people that aren't really saying nothing.
How many times are you going to ice out your Philippe?
So, that's true. That's
that's a Migos line. Everyone else iced out my Philippe.
So it's interesting how that 7-song, sort of spectrum works.
I think it depends on your album. Like, if your album is kind of like a story or... Like, I want to hear... it honestly depends on the person and what you're giving me from your album or project.
But IDK with a 7-song himself... for me, some standout tracks. I know you didn't listen to everything, but for me, some standout tracks. Once Upon a Time featuring Denzel Curry. I know you heard that one.
Yeah, that one was good.
There was the Rico Nasty song. Oh, I see why she's on the complex list.
She's nasty.
I'm gonna just say it. I see why she's on that top 20 rappers in their 20s. She's nasty.
I actually need to give her plays. I need to give her
Whoa, she is nasty. That song is called Bad News. I rewinded that song a couple times.
Jeez, okay.
A couple of times. That is a bop right there. I hate that track. I hate that term bop.
Who says bop?
People from New York.
Yeah, shout out to Bob.
It's like, yo, that's a bop. That's a bop. That's a bop. But no, the whole album goes in, man. At first, I thought it was kind of that too new age in terms of not differentiating yourself in terms of some of the things that I said about Jay Critch.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised. Every song sounded different enough.
Yeah.
This absolutely has replay value. And because it was so fast that the song that the album finished, album radio played on Spotify afterward, right? He came out with a project in 2017 that was called I Was Very Bad. All one word type of shit. Type of stuff. Super duper hard.
Okay.
I was like, yo, is this better than IDK and Friends?
I gotta listen to IDK.
I didn't bump the full I Was Very Bad album. Again, I just let the album radio play for a bit.
But you heard some stuff you liked.
This is somebody I gotta keep an eye on.
All right, shout out.
This is somebody I absolutely have to keep an eye on. So I'm happy about that.
How do you find out about him?
Again, I saw it on the list. Shout out to Boozy Fade. I'm gonna give him credit where credit's due. They post new albums every week, and I look at them and I take a listen. What else came out this week, man? Yo, I don't even know if this technically released or not, but it released on Apple Music.
It released then,
and I found it on YouTube.
Oh,
So it released in my eyes, but
It
it's not on
released.
Spot. It's not on Spotify,
damn, that sucks.
and I don't have Apple Music,
Neither do
so
I.
I'm upset by that.
Yo, Apple, send us some free subscriptions so we can talk about your music and your service.
I don't even know if I am going to talk about it. I was going to say I was going to wait for the Spotify release, but I will talk about it. I won't be too long about it because I'll extend my conversation when it, I guess, officially comes out, or when I thought it was officially coming out. Ninth Wonder presents Jamla is the Squad 2.
You've been listening to 1.
I've been talking about this for weeks. I've been waiting for this for weeks. I've been in anticipation for this for weeks. I'll get my conclusion out the way first. I was not disappointed.
Okay.
I was not like to wait that long for a project and to have it hit on every single cylinder that you're asking it for it to hit on. I'm satisfied with that. I'm happy with that. Again, it was kind of weird because I noticed it was only on Apple Music. I remember seeing that it would come out on the 23rd. It was kind of weird. I checked Spotify. I saw nothing.
Maybe public releases on the 23rd.
I saw Rhapsody's story on Instagram, and she's like, "Oh, check the release." The link only had the link to Apple Music. So I don't know if it was like an exclusive to some capacity. An exclusive. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it's only on that.
Okay, shout out.
Found it on YouTube, like I said, and I listened to it on there. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to whoever uploaded that. They are the real hero, and not all heroes wear capes.
That's so true.
As soon as the first song, oh, good one. I'll give you that.
I'm out here.
I'll give you that one. As soon as the first song started, I was like, yeah, this is a rap.
Okay.
It's a rap. This is great. It's called Welcome to Jamrock.
Welcome to Jamrock.
It samples Welcome to Jamrock. It's called Welcome to Jamrock. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yes, it is.
There's a song on there called Crazy with Pharaoh Monch. A producer named Crisis produced this one. I noticed a common theme. That producer, Crisis, whenever his name was attached to it, it was Stupid Flames.
Man, that's a good thing.
It made no sense how Flames it was whenever his name was attached to it.
Shout out to Crisis.
But Pharaoh's one of those people that get recognized in the hip hop world.
Is he the guy with the deep voice? It's not him then.
Not overly.
Okay, it's not him then. If it was him, then if it's what I'm thinking of, you would have said yes. He had a really harsh voice.
I don't think so. No. But okay. He's one of those people that gets recognized in the hip hop world as being an elite MC. But he's one of those people that don't really get talked about publicly. Yeah, like you almost think about like a MF Doom.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? MF like in that sense, like personally, I've never listened to MF Doom.
I listened to like one of their albums, the one that just came out where the guy's like holding the thing wrapped in gold.
I've never listened to MF Doom, but I know MF Doom is recognized as one of the better lyricists, one of the better rappers, whatever you want to call it. Pharaoh Monch is kind of in that same territory. So that song was real good. The song is called Crazy once again. I mean, I'm just going to run off a list of tracks that are super fire, but
1, 2,
otherwise 3, I'll spend 4, all day on 5, this. Pretty
6,
much.
7,
it's Dylon.
Pick a cake.
Dylon. It's all of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's hip hop in its purest form.
That's it. Right? I'm actually going to give this a listen, and I want to come back next week and.
It's Ninth Wonder.
Let's listen to it.
It's Ninth Wonder. So we know Ninth Wonder, obviously going back to his days with the Black Album. Working with Nas as well back in 2003. He was known as that young producer back then, almost like that Metro Boomin back then. And, he's obviously developed into a legend, and anything he touches is fire. So this is just like you're getting a compilation of Ninth Wonder. Come on now.
That's solid.
And he has obviously those connections with lyricists. Like, I'm just going to read, I'm going to read the songs that I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't even need to read the features as a whole, because the songs that I'm feeling will give you everything you need to know. So Japan featuring Heather Victoria. I like that. Great vocals on that. I Gotta featuring Ruben Vincent. There's Cohiba featuring Black Thought.
Hey,
great song. Good to Me was a good song by Amber Navran. Again, that was produced by Crisis beat. Sojourner, of course, Rhapsody featuring J. Cole.
Hey, that's a bar. I know that track's already flamed.
Listen very closely to what J. Cole's saying. Like, listen very freaking closely to both J. Cole and Rhapsody lyrically on that song. They're bananas. There's another song called Pan, P-A-N, by GQ. I like GQ a lot.
How does a rapper have a name GQ and GQ hasn't sued him or give him a cease and desist yet?
Listen, man, I like GQ a lot. Shout out to him. And no shout out to other GQ if they're going to sign something to tell him to change his name. because that's a hard name. There's another song, Knocking at My Door. Big Crit is on there. David Banner is on there as well.
Who's that?
There's a song called Red Blue, Rhapsody featuring JID.
Is it about Bloods and Crips?
No, but it is a very close story to JID. Apparently, he tweeted something. I don't know. Again, produced by Crisis.
Shout out to Crisis.
So
he's out here bodying
two of my favorite current generation rappers, Rhapsody and JID, on one track. Like that's an automatic hit at that point. One Love by Heather Victoria. Again, that's another name I'm gonna start following.
Heather Victoria.
I think she sings very well. I like her vocals on every song that I'm hearing from her. And I've said this over multiple tracks at this point. So I definitely have to pay attention to that name. Another song called One Love, obviously sampling, not that one, but obviously sampling the Nas One Love sample. That One Love song, again, as I mentioned, was by Heather Victoria. And then the final song was called Goodfellas, featuring Nico Brim, Charlie Smarts, Swank, GQ, and Swank. Rhapsody.
Why do I know Swank?
What?
Swank, that name seems so familiar.
Oh, you've heard of it?
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I'm not saying I've heard of it, but it sounds familiar.
Goodfellas, definitely a top 3 song on the album.
Okay.
Without a doubt. It's a must listen. I'm gonna just say it. It's hard for me to even really articulate how much I enjoyed this project. It's a must listen. It's pure hip hop in its purest form.
Would this make one of your top albums of the year?
I'm not gonna say top just because I do hesitate to put compilation albums on there. But I will say this is absolutely one of those albums that will carry forward for me.
Okay.
In terms of what I'm listening to a month from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's going to stand the test of time.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt.
That's some good music then.
Without a doubt.
Music needs to be generational.
A lot of music came out, man. Damn. What else came out this week?
All right, yo. I decided to go play some Lil Peep. Now, before everyone starts hating on me, at first G-Eazy, now Lil Peep. Lil Peep has something about him. He's overly produced in his music.
I've never heard a Lil Peep song in my life. I'm just gonna come out and say that.
You're not missing much. Again, it's heavily produced. Like it's all production. He came out with this part 1 of this, Come Over When You're Sober, and I really liked it. It was bumpy. The beats were nice, but I don't know. He's really dark. He's really fucking clean version. He's really effing dark.
Oh, yeah, I'm not supposed to swear. Like he's dark skinned.
No, he's not dark skinned.
Dark skinned, but he's still a light trigger.
A light trigger. He's his topics are really freaking dark.
Well, I mean, and obviously, rest in peace. But yeah, it's
wait till I tell you what he says in this track.
Self-explanatory.
So before you listen to this, I will suggest listen to part 1. Part 1 will give it was like 7 songs. Quick intro. It's not as dark as this album. And then part 2 came out. Now, so what these were recorded at the same time. You can tell because they do sound really similar.
When did part 1 come out?
Oh, no. Earlier this year, I think.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it was like a 2015 type of thing.
It was earlier this year. This was according to his friend, producer. I can't remember his name. I'll give you some quick lyrics that you should expect from the album. Track number 1, Broken Smile. He literally says, I gotta go now.
Okay.
And a song, which is one of my favorites, Life is Beautiful. He says, it comes a time everybody meets the same fate. I think I'm going to die alone inside my room.
Okay.
In a song called Cry Alone, he literally fantasizes about burning down his high school and says, tell the rich kids, look at me now. Yeah, a little flex song,
I'm
uncomfortable. Finger, on the track Finger, he says, I'm not going to last here. I'm not going to last long.
I'm very uncomfortable.
And in the song Leanin', he says, woke up surprised. Am I really alive? I was trying to die last night.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable. So I'm going to just play this. And then I'm going to play this.
Like I said, it's dark shit. It's dark stuff. But if you can get past his lyrics, it actually does sound good. And y'all should peep it a little, pun intended.
I don't think I'm going to peep this, but if the listeners like the synopsis that they've just received, the spark notes,
yeah, you get quick spark notes.
by all means, By all means.
No features. It's 13 tracks. 2 tracks have leaked before. One of them was the one with X. The other one's the one with I Love McConan. And yeah, I don't know. I like Lil Peep's music. It's weirdly entertaining.
Hey man, music is subjective.
It really is.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I mean, a couple of singles came out as well. Now,
Yes.
I'm typically not one to bump singles. I know you bumped a few of them.
Yes, I'll give you a quick rundown. 88 Glam. Shout out to Toronto's very own. They came out with a song called Lil Boat. It's Toronto sound.
Oh, you know what? Because I write music different than you write music. So I'm looking at the notes. I'm thinking you mean it's Lil Boat with a song called 88 Glam. So I'm like, oh, Lil Yachty came out with a new song.
No, I put the song.
And
then
I
I
put you meant
the
like
artist.
Lil Boat or like Lil Yachty Boat.
No.
But it's 88 Glam with a song called Lil Boat.
Yes, they did reference Lil Boat, like Lil Yachty in the song.
Cool.
Armed and Dangerous by Juice WRLD.
Armed and Dangerous.
Yeah. It's about drugs as usual.
Is there a Biggie sample in there? Please tell me there is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he doesn't know who Biggie is, but
wow,
it is about drugs, and it's more of a party feel. It's talking about drugs at a party. And then the last song I bumped is Overseas Designer featuring Lil Pump, and that song is straight doo-doo, trash.
Super doo-doo.
Don't even listen to it, guys. Honestly, you're hurting yourself listening to it.
Boy, did Designer ruin his career by giving a Panda to Kanye. I want to talk about one single because I did break my own rule. I did bump a single. I had to. It's literally like my 2 favorite artists right now. It's J.I.D. featuring J. Cole.
I'm so mad I didn't bump this. It was on my list to bump and it somehow fell off.
It's called Off D's. D's Nuts. Got him.
Got him.
I'm going to just say this. We really need to start having a conversation about who the rapper of the year is. I think it's J. Cole. I'm going to just come out and say it. There are a few legitimate candidates. Okay. And those candidates are Royce da 5'9". So he came out with 2 great albums this year. Prime 2 with DJ Premier and Book of Ryan, who a lot of people call it their album of the year.
That was a really good album.
A lot of people call Book of Ryan their album of the year, low key. Styles P. Definitely needs to be in that conversation. He came out with 4 really good projects and like 4 full-length featured projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't 4 baby food.
Yeah, it was like 4 tracks.
Exactly. It was like a 20 track. The Davies was like 14. G Host was like 18. And then like the newest one was like 15. Or you know what I'm saying?
He came with bars.
This guy came out with like 50 tracks this year. And they're all hard. And he has the podcast with the dudes from It's The Real.
Yeah, the one about watching a movie.
He has the juice bars.
Yes.
And
diversify your income.
I'm telling you. Styles P, man, definitely is in that Rapper of the Year discussion. So, you know, I figured the best way to solve this is to post a poll on Twitter.
Polls are the only way to answer questions anymore.
Exactly. Posted a poll on Twitter. Shout out to everyone who participated in this, man. We got 165 votes on this. We outshare. So I gave 4 options. I said, who's your pick for Rapper of the Year for 2018? Is it Styles P because he had 4 good albums? Is it Royce da 5'9" because he had 2 great albums? Maybe. Is it J. Cole because he had KOD plus the most fire features of the century? Or is it other? Please specify who and why. A couple of people did vote other. Only one person specified.
What's the name?
Wale. And I was like, you know what? I'm not mad because the amount of EPs.
I wish y'all could see my face right now.
Wow. You're not dissing.
I'm not dissing, but he's not Rapper of the Year so far.
EPs is a legitimate conversation for, let's call it, a top 3 rapper this year. I think Wale's in that discussion. I think that's legitimate. Top 3. But the poll results are as follows. So again, we got 165 votes. There's still a day left to vote, but
go vote. Oh wait, no. By the time you hear this, it'll be done.
By the time you hear this, it's way done. The polls are closed. We're gonna have to recount. 20% said Styles P.
Okay.
25% said Royce da 5'9". 14% said other.
Okay.
And 41% said J. Cole.
Damn, okay, the people have spoken.
So I just want to know, guys, what do you think or who do you think is the Rapper of the Year? Please share your thoughts in this future soundbite. But another note about J. Cole, man, again, like I said, his features have been crazy this year. To me, it's not making sense. So when you think about all the songs he's been on, Zendaya with Cause, Boblo Boat with Royce, At a Sight, At a Mind with J-Rock, Tribe with Boss, My Boy with Wale, Pretty Little Fears with Black, Sojourner with Rhapsody, Say Nah with Moneybagg Yo, and now Off D's with JID.
Got him.
Come on now. Like, when you look at those features and when you think about KOD being, in my opinion, I think you can call that at the very least a top 10 album of the year.
Yeah,
I'm personally including it.
I'll put it in my top 5
my top
right
5
now.
Album of the year.
I can't rethink right now, but I'll put the top 5.
Top 5 album plus unmissable features. Come on now.
Now I'm putting Drake as my artist of the year.
J. Cole gotta be in that discussion.
I'm putting other Drake.
You put in real shit? I mean, real stuff?
Yo, I'm a Drake fan.
You really think Drake's the rapper of the year?
Yo, Drake bodies every feature.
I'm moving on. Quick little side note about JID. DiCaprio 2, of course, is the name of his upcoming album. I think it's coming out on the 23rd as well.
Okay, I'm actually on the bump
that. If you look at his cover art, it looks like a young Leonardo DiCaprio, hence the name DiCaprio 2. Fun fact, it's actually not Leonardo DiCaprio. It's simply a model that looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
You can't use Leonardo DiCaprio. You got to pay for his likeness.
Well, you never know.
Nah, these celebrities, you got to pay to use them in the cover.
It's true.
They're not letting that go easy.
All right, let's ask the question. What is your new music pick of the week?
You go first.
I'll go first. Okay, so for me, relatively easy. It was down between 2 choices. One choice was a surprise. One choice was not a surprise. My surprise choice was IDK and Friends.
IDK.
That's a good project, man. Like, my early runner was
Jamla's Squad.
No, my early runner was Too Short.
Too Short?
I'm telling you that West Coast, I was feeling it. But IDK and Friends was a quick surprise for me to be like, yo, I'm gonna consider this for album of the week. But it has to be Ninth Wonder presents Jamla is the Squad 2. There's no way I'm not picking that. Too many lyricists on there. You have some of my favorite rappers on there in Cole and Rhapsody and JID. You have Black Thought on there, who's one of the top 5 lyricists of all time. You have it's all Ninth Wonder. You have what's his name? Crisis, who's a dirty producer. Ninth Wonder, who's a dirty producer. Yeah, this is definitely my album of the week. What is your album of the week?
My album of the week is actually T Grizzly's John. I wish y'all could see this man's face. The look he just gave me.
I was like, what?
Why you didn't even talk about this? You said it was basic.
I was like, yo, what is this guy saying to me?
It was between actually it was not even between anything. It's actually Fireside.
Okay.
Like I said I like
I'm not mad at that.
And they showed me something they didn't show me on their last album.
They showed me something.
Yo, that's true.
These are some silly names.
Yo.
I'm just come out and say that.
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to be pumping this album again. Not even a question.
Easy pick. You're saying it's a couple of easy picks then. So my new album pick of the week, Ninth Wonder presents Jamla is the Squad 2.
And JustShola's is Fireside by They.
Fireside by They. I'm not mad at that. And I guess, as usual, let's end off the Music Potpourri segment by asking the question, man. What's in your rotation, sir?
It's a little bit of purple something.
Purple Rain by what's his name? By Prince?
Oh no. I was going to say Purple Dragon. Yeah, I bought that off that website.
Okay.
And then
OCS is legal.
OCS? I didn't buy it off OCS.
OCS, Ontario Cannabis Store.
What's in my rotation? All right, I got it open now. Here we go. I am listening to Ariana Grande.
New Ariana Grande. Thank you. Next.
No, I did try listening to Sun City, but the Khalid album.
How many girls you see on the timeline put "Thank you" next?
A bear. Honestly, I think every caption on Instagram was that. Half the things on that.
Thank you next. Damn.
I listened to Zoo this week.
Oh, okay.
Russ's album because I was thinking about album of the year and I gave it a listen. Okay. It's not an album of the year, but it is a really good project by him.
I'm not mad at that.
Slime Language. I really enjoy Slime Language again. All the features.
You brought it back to like a month and a half ago for some reason.
We forget. Like, we're such in the age of we forget shit, like stuff that came out 3 weeks ago.
It's very true.
And I was like, you know what? I gotta give these people some listen because they put time and effort into this.
That is a very true statement, sir.
I tried to listen to Sun City by Khalid. Okay. And I probably got about 3 songs in. And I said,
terrible, right?
I understand why Harris is not like his song.
Oh my goodness, that thing is terrible.
East Atlanta Love Letter. I did bump it. You know why?
It's coming up. Show's coming up
next week. Other than that, it's just been singles. There was one single I really liked. Off Metro Boomin's album, the one Space Cadet with Gunna. That song.
Okay.
Bombs.
Yeah. You see people try to make the Arthur meme for Space Cadet.
No,
it don't work.
No,
you know, like the Binky where he puts the headphones in his ears and it's the nav track with
Yosemite.
Yeah, Yosemite.
And he's like,
they tried to do that with the Gunna track.
Nah, it sounds fine to me, man.
It's not the same.
It's whatever.
It didn't have the same effect on the meme.
You know, hard work pays off. Know Me by Nav. That song comes. I even like it more than I did last week.
Okay.
Balenci's Shoe Size on My Toes.
Nav's right.
But yeah, other than that, again, just a bunch of singles. I'm not gonna. It's just a bunch of singles, y'all.
Just a bunch of singles, y'all. For me, it's been an interesting week for me. I've been bumping a couple of anniversary albums, actually.
Okay.
So I've been listening to American Gangster by Jay-Z.
I'm a hustler.
And oops, I pressed play by accident, and Tidal is gonna sue me.
Cease and desist.
I've been bumping American Gangster because earlier last week, November 6th, was the 11-year anniversary of American Gangster. So shout out to Hove.
Shout out.
I've been bumping A Tribe Called Quest. What's that album?
The last one that just came out?
No. I do like that one a lot.
Oh, that one's really good.
I was bumping Midnight Marauders, taking it all the way back because it's the 25th year anniversary of Midnight Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest. That came out back in November 1993. Yeah. So I'm bumping that. That's a classic. I mean, that's the album that has Electric Relaxation on there. Just for those that know the single, because that's probably their most known track.
It is.
I've also been bumping Enter the Woo, 36 Chambers.
Wu-Tang Clan, yo, that is an album. I remember
36 Chambers.
My brother used to listen to that album, and I used to just listen because I'm there. And
there's an argument that might be the greatest album ever in hip hop, and I'm not mad at that. Like off of first thought.
Yeah, like you said, off of first thought, I will not punch you in the face.
Because I mean, you have like Bring the Ruckus, Clan in the front. I'm just reading the list, of course. You have, Wu-Tang Clan and Nothing to F with. You have Cream. You have Protect Your Neck.
Yes, Cream. Casuals, everything around me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. That's up there. That's definitely up there.
Amazing.
That also came out November 9th, 1993.
Jeez,
so that was a very iconic day in hip hop.
Let me go back to the day I wasn't born.
Midnight Marauders and Enter the Woo came out. Damn. What else is in my rotation? That also led me to listening to Tribe Called Quest's newest project. So it's called We Got It From Here.
Yes,
Thank You for Your Service.
I like that.
That came out in, I believe, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good one.
It came out late last year, I think.
No. That came out in 16.
Oh, 16 times. I think. Whoa. Oh, no, I'm thinking of The Roots. Either way, I still like The Roots. But yeah, I know that last Tribe Called Quest album. That was good too.
I'm bumping another project called Pieces of a Man by Mick Jenkins.
I've heard that he's a young, not young kid.
He is young. He's 27.
He's younger.
I think he's 27.
Yeah, he's like a younger artist.
Listen, man, and shout out to Run the Tape Pod.
They put you onto him?
They put me on for sure. Just they were speaking about him in depth and really going over his history and his music and whatnot. He's somebody for sure that I want to go back and listen to his discography.
Shout out to Run the Tape. Put on to their artist too.
Former poet turned rapper. So he has a poetry element, a spoken word element. It's not just your simple bars. Like he'll rhyme. And again, shout out to Run the Tape Pod because I'm kind of stealing their swag on this. He'll rhyme the words in the middle as an example.
Yeah, that's amazing word.
That's
the word.
It's the words at the end, and then it's change the tempo, and then it's this, and then it's that, and then it's slow it down, and then it's speed it up.
The Jay-Z's, the Nas, the Eminems, like that's what makes them amazing. It's like they're not just rhyming. I went to the house. I saw a mouse. They're literally rhyming words in between.
Exactly.
They use syllables to rhyme. They don't rhyme sentences. They're like every third syllable, every 16th syllable.
Nah, Mick Jenkins is dope, man. As I'm establishing this, again, newer crop of MCs that I'm paying attention to, Mick Jenkins is absolutely right at the top. What else am I bumping? I bumped Life of Pablo, Kanye.
Hey, that's a good album.
Very good album.
I enjoyed it.
I can't wait till people start to admit they enjoy it, like 808s.
I enjoy it.
It took a while. It took a while for 808s. It's going to take a little while for Pablo. I also bumped, of course, There You Have It by Reason. I'm never going to stop playing that. I bumped Ambition by Wale. I bumped Room 25 by No Name. I was definitely in a No Name mood. I wanted to bump Black Exploitation specifically, but she's dope for sure. 99.9% by K Trinata. I bumped that as well.
K Trinata.
He's dope, and shout out to Canada. I think he's from Montreal, if I'm
Hey,
not
shout out,
mistaken.
man.
I know he's from Quebec, but I think it's from
Quebec.
Montreal specifically.
Quebecois.
That's kind of it. I've also just, again, singles or in terms of Hove. Whenever I say singles, it's Jay-Z.
It's Jay-Z.
I go on Tidal, I press shuffle, and I play Jay-Z. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right, so let's end the What's in Your Rotation segment there. Of course, let's actually end off the music potpourri segment. Now, normally we get into... What, you playing the Incredible Hulk already?
I was like, no.
Usually we get into the entertainment report next, but I actually want to skip that this week, man.
Skip.
Mad shit happened in the sporting world. So I want to... Forget it, man. We the producers anyway.
We are.
Who said we got to stick to our
we
script?
We ain't signed. We ain't independent.
Damn. So you know what? We're gonna go straight into that sports talk. You already know what it is.
No.
That's a good one. I like that with the little hip hop flair to it. What happened, man? What happened in the sports this week? So, NBA
breaking news.
Are we gonna break them? Are we gonna break that first?
We're probably not gonna be the first one to break it, but
we're the first people in the podcast circuit breaking it.
Let's put that. Yes.
I ain't seeing no Sunday or Saturday podcast that come out. Podcasts only come out during the weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? We're gonna make that claim.
7 a.m.
We're breaking it.
Here.
We're unofficially breaking this information to you guys. Jimmy Butler, it's been announced that he will be traded to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Bomb on that ish.
This is, definitely. Let me get my bombs ready. So, Jimmy Butler, Philadelphia 76ers. It's definitely happening. This is minutes after Jimmy Butler talked mad ish about Tibbs. He had a beef with Tibbs.
He does not like Tibbs.
That's why he wanted out of Chicago.
He does not like that.
And then they brought Tibbs to where he at. You know what I'm saying?
And then they made him the president or the GM of operations or something.
Crazy. But no, Jimmy B was talking mad smack to Tibbs saying, yo, this is unacceptable. I'm supposed to be on a 32-minute limit. I'm playing 40-some odd minutes a game.
But that's what Tibbs wears. Tibbs wears people out. They said Tibbs ruined Derrick Rose's career by playing the man 39 minutes a game.
The argument is also Derrick Rose should have strength trained his body.
Oh, yeah, and he moves. Everyone said Derrick Rose moved unhumanly.
Exactly.
Like the way he landed sometimes,
strength trained. That's should have did a LeBron treatment, man. Should have did a LeBron treatment,
man.
But Philadelphia is expected to trade Robert Covington, Dario Saric, and a second-round draft pick for Jimmy Butler. I believe there's a second player involved from Minnesota's end as well to make the deal work. Essentially, what are your thoughts? Who wins? Does Philly get better? Like what?
Philly got better. Philly, they lose Covington, which is a big 3-point shooter.
I think Covington's loss is hurt more or is felt more defensively.
That too. He's a
because
prime
Covington
3 and
to
D.
me, prime 3 and D.
He's a prime 3 and D. Like
You're absolutely
he hits
right.
his 3-pointers and he plays good defense.
But he's so inconsistent.
He is inconsistent.
Is he inconsistent?
Do you have him on fantasy this year?
I don't. I want him on fantasy. I'll take the inconsistency, but that guy is so inconsistent. He'll be 4 of 14 one night, 1 of 8 the next night, and then 5 of 6.
Then 10 of 13 all of a sudden.
And then 10 of 13.
3 threes.
5 threes.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Buddy, decide what you're doing.
And Saric has been labeled as their not dark horse, but their X factor.
Yeah.
And if he has a hot game, they
factor.
almost always win the game because
he's been playing well.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty decent this season. I had him last season. He was not consistent.
He is also one of those people that can stretch the floor for you.
He can
power
hit the
forward, hit the three.
He's strong enough to drive.
Strong enough to
finish
take on the contact, create
his own
free
shots.
Throws as well, create his own shot. Decent court vision. So he's absolutely an asset.
But Jimmy Butler does all of that too.
But and that's my thing. I think when you take a look at Jimmy, you're getting top level consistent execution.
Yes. Defense and offense.
Jimmy's a killer.
Defense and offense.
He's a killer. You know what I'm saying? So if it's gonna cost you 2 inconsistent players,
hey, c'est la vie.
I'm
and
okay
a second round
that.
pick. No one even signed a second round pick.
I'm okay with that. And we're at a point in the league where there's so much talent coming in. A second round pick means something.
It does, honestly.
That's not
that guy on New York. He was a second round pick and he's just starting center. Mitchell Robinson.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a second round pick.
Yeah.
He didn't play college basketball.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I think Philly gets absolutely better. Like I said,
that's amazing. Yes, definitely. I think they're a competition now.
There's an argument that this propels them to number 2 in the East.
It does,
if not number 1. I don't think number 1. I don't think their depth can challenge Toronto.
They're definitely not.
And obviously, I'm saying we're the number 1 team in the East, and I don't mean that in a biased fashion. That's no cap.
No cap.
That's big facts.
Straight.
I'm telling the truth on that one.
Right.
I'm going to say the same word twice. Just to indicate.
That's right. I've been saying that, but it's all good.
Hey, listen.
Y'all can take it.
We've been creating.
It's all good.
I'm going to just say that.
It's all good.
It's all good. Because at the end of the day, if we can spread the wealth and hear it.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. You're absolutely right. How would you rank? Okay, before the trade, rank your top 5 in the East.
Top 5 in the East. Toronto, number 1.
Okay, before the trade.
Yeah, before the trade. Toronto, number 1. Boston, number 2. Giannis, number 3. See, I didn't say Giannis. Philly. Or not Philly. See, I didn't say Milwaukee.
Milwaukee has players. Giannis. Don't sleep, yo.
If they didn't have Giannis, they'll be trash.
Okay, obviously. But
let's
not act like they don't have Bledsoe. They have Middleton. They have Brook Lopez. Nice. They have
Lopez ain't scaring me.
Can still create. They have that's kind of it.
That's exactly it.
No, they have. I'm tripping. I'm bugging.
Maybe because if Giannis wasn't, they'll have a different star. But yeah, Milwaukee 3, Philly 4.
Okay.
And no, 5 is whatever. I don't really care about that fifth spot.
So
probably Orlando, Indiana.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think my top 5. I think I would I would agree with you. Yeah,
you put Philly before.
Let me give ourselves a round of applause. I think that's the first time
we're on the same page.
I think that's the first time we're 100% on the same page.
Don't ask who's better at point guard though. Kyrie.
Wow. John Wall's better than Kyrie.
Kyrie's
but
better.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
That is my top 5 in the East before the trade. Now, after the trade, what's your top 5 in the East?
Toronto.
Okay.
I still going to put Boston over Philly.
Fair.
I'm still put Boston, but then I'm going to put Philly right there. Then Milwaukee. Then Indiana.
My top 5, and this is super tentative because I know I'm going to change my mind tomorrow.
After one game.
The Raptors, number 1.
That shit doesn't change.
I propel Philly all the way to number 2.
Damn, okay.
And the reason why I propel them to number 2 in the East is because what Philly was missing was a wing player.
You had Covington for that.
A star wing player, I mean, right?
Okay.
So Simmons is your distributor.
Yeah.
Embiid is your creator as a big man. You needed a creator at the wing position.
Definitely.
You didn't have a consistent creator at the wing position. And that's why they had so many offensive woes to start the season off.
Yep.
You can put the ball in Jimmy's hand and get out of his way.
You can, easily.
You never had that at the wing position until then, right? Yeah. So, you can give it to Sarge, but not always.
Yeah, he's not
Covington
consistent.
Is a catch and shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not going to create his own shot like that.
You add Jimmy there, and it makes him a killer, and they have enough depth to not be severely hurt by losing 2 effective players.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Philly, to me, propels all the way to number 2.
I won't fight you on that.
I might be sold too early, but I think I am sold on Milwaukee a little bit.
You put them over Boston?
I do.
I would not put them over Boston.
I put them at number 3. I think Boston has problems, man. I think they have too much talent on that roster, and they're going to hurt themselves.
I think that is going to bite them in the future. Sorry.
Scary Terry is acting like he's not complaining.
Jaylen Brown.
It's a result of the Boston media.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Boston media is very good at what they do.
Oh, yeah.
So when you hear something's not happening, it's probably happening.
It's true.
Scary Terry's probably complaining. Jaylen Brown, I'm sure, is next. Gordon Hayward, don't sleep. That guy's putting up 10 points a game. When is he going to start complaining?
But she is playing like crap, and that's why Jason Tatum took a lot of his minutes or a lot of his shots supposedly.
You know what I'm saying? So when is Gordon Hayward going to start complaining? And then when Gordon Hayward starts complaining, when is Tatum going to be like, "Yo, chill. This is my team, fam."
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
It's my team. So, relax.
And then there's obviously all the Kyrie stuff. We know he's going to New York or Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, he's going
low-key, he might go to Brooklyn. I think
he's just going to somewhere close to home.
Brooklyn is a good team.
If they get Jared Allen, Kyrie can make Jared Allen a star.
Oh, and they still have deloading at the 2.
Mm-hmm. And he can run the 1 technically now.
Yikes. Anyways, so I am sold on Milwaukee. I'm putting them number 3. I'll then put Boston number 4 as a result, and I'll put Indiana number 5. So
6, 7, 8 doesn't even count.
It doesn't. It's too interchangeable. Well, Detroit, I think, is there.
Detroit's up there.
Again, Brooklyn can. Karis LeVert is Kobe.
Yo, this guy's having his Kobe season.
Yo, it's ridiculous.
In 2008, I became Kobe. That's what he's saying in the shower.
I think Detroit should be able to slip in. I think I can't think off the top of the head who else is
Orlando.
there.
I'm joking. I was in Orlando, but this crap.
Saying that's your peoples.
No, they're not.
Yo, what's up with your Duke, man?
Yo, everyone that doesn't know, I am the biggest Duke fan in the world.
Duke was the underdog in that game.
Yeah, they're supposed to lose what, 2.5?
Duke versus Kentucky. Kentucky was the favorite to win that game. Duke walloped them.
Duke came with a beatdown.
Zion, the three-headed monster, just
Zion, Cam Reddish, and RJ Barrett.
Oh my goodness,
those guys were not playing.
But RJ low-key put up 30 shots.
Oh, RJ is their go-to guy. RJ is
he's their James
take
Harden.
Your shots. We give you your shots. We get the rebound. And we'll do the rest from there.
Why we always got to make a James Harden comparison for a lefty?
Because James Harden's the best lefty right now.
Remember back in the day, the lefty comparison was always Ginobili.
Yeah, but Ginobili couldn't dunk.
Prime Ginobili or Prime Harden? Who are you taking?
Prime Harden. Are you kidding? Prime Harden's an MVP candidate.
Yo, that's not.
What kind of Prime Ginobili if he was a starter?
That's not as easy as an argument as it sounds, bro.
I know what you're saying. Prime Ginobili, if he was a starter on a winning team, he would have been crazy.
I'm telling you. But what were your thoughts on that Duke game, man?
Zion Williamson is the real deal.
Are you buying into like a man like Paul Pierce?
Saying
I don't buy into anything he says, but yeah, he says Duke can beat Cleveland.
No.
Stop
At the end of the day, an NBA team is an NBA team.
Stop being silly. The speed is
These
different.
are grown-ups.
The athleticism is different.
Different body sizes.
The physicality is different. Come on, shut the hell up.
They're a really good team, but they're not going to beat an NBA team.
Do you buy into the Zion-LeBron comparisons?
I don't think he's LeBron. I think he's a generational player, like LeBron is a generational player, but I don't think he's like the next LeBron, because LeBron is LeBron. I'm not going to disrespect a GOAT by calling an 18-year-old the next version of himself.
But also when you think about when LeBron came into the league, you think about what he had and what he didn't have. And you think about what Zion has and what he doesn't have. It's not that far off.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? So it obviously is going to depend on how much work he puts in.
Yeah.
I heard a crazy interesting but a crazy interesting fun fact. I think I was listening to the Pull-Up Pod with CJ McCollum. If Zion came into the league today, he'd be the second heaviest player.
After Bojan
Bogdanovic.
And he's only 15 pounds lighter than him.
Yo,
but the man is a good 6 inches shorter.
That guy's a tank.
You know what I was going to say about Zion and why I think he's going to kill the NBA? Because he showed it in this Kentucky game. If they put a big man on him, he was faster than the big man.
It's true.
If you put a slower, smaller man on him, he's just going to put you in the post with his 285 frame and score over. And he can jump. He was doing turnaround hook shots. He was jumping over the center.
So okay,
it's unreal.
Let me wrap it up with this. You can make the argument both players are entering the league.
1 and 2.
Zion and your boy RJ Barrett. Who goes number 1?
Honestly, that's what this season is going to determine. I can't say just yet. After that game, it will be RJ.
Because the better player is RJ.
Yes.
We know the better player is RJ.
He's the better.
But you have to go ceiling.
Yeah, that's the thing. RJ is a better player right now, but ceiling for Zion Williamson is the moon, fam.
You have to.
Anyway, Duke's going to be a fun team to watch, everyone, and
they're going to
stay watching Duke.
Your boy LaMelo, that's my guy. I think
he's going to high school?
He's going to be a stud.
He's going to kill it.
LaMelo's going to be a stud. So he's going back to high school.
Yes, he's going to a prep school.
Is this allowed?
It is, because he's going to a prep school. He's not going to look, I don't know how.
Do you know any idea how this impacts his collegiate eligibility?
So,
because he had an agent with Triple B.
No, so according to what I've read, LeVar Ball wants him to go to college. Now, when he was in Lithuania, he didn't get paid. LeVar Ball made sure he didn't get paid. There's nothing that ever says LaMelo got paid.
Smart.
The only issue is he signed a professional contract.
That's the thing.
And they're going to see how the NCAA reacts to the fact that he did sign a professional contract. And he did have an agent, actually. I think he did sign an agent.
That's what I'm saying. I would imagine at the very least, Triple B their affiliation is his agent.
Mm-hmm. And he's making money off his quote-unquote signature shoe.
Exactly.
So there is some gray areas, but he didn't get paid. And that's their biggest selling point.
And I'm wondering also if they, we all know the writings on the wall with respect to strictness of NCAA and strictness of entering the NBA. So I wonder if they're just sort of rolling the dice and saying, you know what, I'm going to bet on the fact that in 2020, Melo's going to be able to get to where he's trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the G League thing that they want to do, whether it's NCAA, whether it's straight to the league with high school players, quote unquote, or 1 year removed from high school, whether it's another professional stint like a Luka, not obviously
Luka
not
Doncic.
like Luka Doncic, but we know that you can be in EuroLeague and still be seen like a Luka Doncic.
It's possible.
So, there's many different avenues for him that open up. I like this move.
I'm just happy because he's finally going to get some good coaching.
And even forget the coaching, because we don't know if the coaching's good. If you put George Mirasan on your team with that little 7'7" kid that looks like PS2.
Yo, that guy is so good looking. But this team has graphics. They have like a top 20 recruit this year and a top like 5 recruit next year. Like the point guard is the fifth point guard or the second ranked point guard for next year's high school class. And they are going to be playing against like Oak Hill and like some of these ranked schools.
But even like, even just the fact that he's getting to play amongst people his age again, it gets like, you get to see how he will dominate.
Oh yeah,
right. In JBL, he was dominating, or JBA. Sorry,
JBA. That took like 60 shots.
In Lithuania, he was dominating when he played. When the coach actually let him play, he was playing very well.
Do you know his field goal percentage in Lithuania?
Trash.
It was 29.5.
Very trash.
Or 29.
But he's putting up 25 a game. You know what I'm saying? So he works on his efficiency. He works on playing in a team system, shot selection, and whatnot. Sky's the limit for this kid, man.
Like Scouts said,
he's 6'7".
They're not buying him. They're not Scouts. The NBA is not they're not canceling LaMelo.
No,
they see his talent, ball handling, shooting. He just needs better shot selection, like you said, coaching, shot selection, just the basics.
Sidebar: I really hope Jello gets a chance in the G League. So he's entering the talent pool to basically be allowed to play in the G League. I hope he gets it for his sake. I think he can be an effective piece on a squad. I think he can be a solid bench piece.
Me too.
15, 20 minutes a game type of player. So I don't know. Hopefully he gets that stuff. But let's get off of that sports talk, man. Let's end it there. A lot of interesting things are happening in the sporting world. Let's move right on then to random thoughts. Now, obviously, this is the time where we typically go through our Instagram, go through our Twitter, check our saved post for the time.
Shots fired at Tekashi, Kanye, and Nicki Minaj video set.
Go figure.
All I'm saying is, Tekashi, relax with that energy. Like Charlamagne says a lot of shit. You receive the energy you give out. You said N-words can't touch you. They saying, yo, we can touch you.
Dude's on probation.
Relax, man. Just relax,
You're in the system.
Tekashi.
You're on probation. We're trying to be on your side because we don't like the side of law enforcement. Just chill. My nigga. Chill. You know the Lil Yachty meme? I gotta freaking find that, actually, now that I think about it.
Like, yeah.
You see, did you see what happened with Nikola Jokic? So he was fined $25,000.
For what?
He made some comments about Wendell Carter Jr.
What'd he say? What'd he say about my Duke man, huh?
It was a quote-unquote homophobic slur.
What'd he say?
He said, no homo, but he's longer than you'd expect.
Oh, come on, NBA. You gotta let that slide.
So we're in the era where you get fined $25,000 for saying no homo, but he's longer than you'd expect. And this is why us black people thought ahead of time and created pause. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm going to say.
No
but
homo,
NBA,
longer than
come on. 25 stacks to say no homo.
Shout out to Jokic for getting that, because he's not like, English is not his native language.
Yeah, he's like
not his first language.
He picked up on like the slang and stuff.
Yeah, shout out him.
It's hilarious.
And shout out to Wendell Carter for being that long. Pause.
Did you see what Shaq said about Steph Curry?
What do you say?
Shaq is making up ESPN's the stats himself at this point.
He's the first 6,000 number.
Stephen Curry is the greatest under the rim player to ever play the game.
You said that wrong. Stephen Curry is the greatest under the rim player.
That sounds more like Bane than Shaq.
That is how Shaq's voice is. It's really deep.
But what do you think about that?
Under
the rim, like, what does that mean? Like
ESPN
greatest
stats.
under the rim player? Because I'd make the argument. Actually, I can't make the argument.
What's under the? It's such a.
I have an argument, but if I'm honest with myself, I can't make the argument. I was gonna say my guy Chris Paul, but if I'm being real, like Steph is a revolutionary. I do have Steph higher on my all-time point guard list than I have Chris Paul.
Okay,
and that's me being honest.
Wow, you know what I'm saying? This is coming from a CP3 lover.
But CP is in my top 5.
Yeah, he's amazing.
My top 5 is in no order: Oscar Robinson, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson.
CP.
Steph. Did I say Steph?
You didn't say Steph, yeah.
Okay, then Chris Paul I got at 6.
Wait,
hold on. Oscar Robinson, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry,
then CP,
and then CP. Yeah, there we go.
I won't fight you on that. I can't think of any right now, but I won't fight you.
That's my top 5.
Top five.
Anyways, let's end the random thoughts there, man. Of course, let's end off the show as we typically do. CCS hashtag crazy Canadian. Is this since we can't swear?
Can we swear in other languages?
You know what, man? It's the name of it, so we can swear out for this.
Okay, that's
crazy
true.
Canadian shit. CCS. You already know what it is. It's those eye-raising stories. It's those crazy stories. It's those what stories. And of course, it all has the commonality from being right here in Canada. Sometimes it's very familiar to us, and sometimes it is as foreign to us as it is for y'all.
Yes, sir.
A couple of things I want to start with. I got a couple of CCSs.
We do.
NDP leader Jagmeet Singh does not see the relevance of Canada's ties to the monarchy.
Look, I can say that because I'm not running for politics, but you can't.
You can't, exactly. He says, I don't see the relevance of it. And I don't think that most Canadians do.
No one does.
He said it in an interview with Evan Solomon. And shout out to Evan Solomon. He's one of Canada's best reporters, in my opinion. Yeah, he questions the monarchy, man. That's brave.
You know what? Because I in high school, maybe it was even college, I don't know. I did ask one of my teachers, like, what does the monarchy do in Canada? And he literally said, nothing.
And you know what the thing is?
Even in Britain, almost all their power has been stripped and given to the prime minister.
Well, I mean, I think even the Queen will agree that the monarchy does nothing. But I think where Jagmeet Singh shot himself in the foot was that people don't look at the monarchy as royals. They look at them as celebrities.
They do. Mm-hmm.
So when you're saying the monarchy is useless, although we understand what you're trying to say, and you're absolutely right, and you are right in saying most Canadians do not care, when you make a statement like that, it's almost too soon. We're not. You can say that in 2028.
And they just married a Canadian.
You can't say that in 2018.
One of them just married a Canadian. We can't be.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to ride for
the. Meghan Markle is Canadian, right?
Yes.
Hey, shout out to Meghan Markle. Shout out to Meghan Markle, real quick, man, for being Canadian. My other CCS. I didn't even want to open this.
I saw the video on SixBuzz.
I didn't even want to see the video.
Once I saw the title.
I'm serious. I can't look at the picture.
I saw the video and I scrolled real quick.
So I'm going to just say this. We have a grocery store. It's a no-name grocery store in that sense. It's called No Frills.
It's a no-name because he's not no-name.
Go figure.
Go figures. There
was bread at the No Frills.
Dempster or Wonder?
I think it was Wonder Bread.
Okay.
Again, I'm not looking at the picture.
It doesn't even look at the picture.
I'm not looking at the picture. It was Wonder Bread.
It was Wonder Bread.
What did I say?
You said a Wonder.
I see. I guess right. Wonder Bread. There was a rat found in the bread.
That is disgust to the ing.
How does that happen? How does the rat perish in the bread?
Did someone stack that? I worked in a grocery store
That's
before.
What I'm saying.
They come in a cart. You take it from the cart and you put it on a shelf. Each puzzled. One individually because it's like a puzzle. You got to put them in a place.
I'm puzzled. I'm upset.
The person that bagged the sauce and was like, IDGAF and
IDGAF.
I can't swear, so I'm trying to just come up different ways.
I'm just saying,
it's disgusting, man.
I'm just saying, check your food.
Oh,
I've purchased food in the past that has had mold on it. I bought cheese. Cheese expires in months. Why does it have mold on it?
Because it's been there for months.
Come on now. You know what the funny part was? I didn't buy it.
Someone give it to you?
I self-checkout.
Okay.
So I'm saying, so yes. Just leave it at that. What's your CCS? Because I don't want to incriminate myself.
On a more positive note, and
definitely a more positive note.
Happier note for Toronto, we've been ranked one of the richest cities in the world.
Hey,
now, according to a recent, shout out to Toronto. According to a recent report from the Global Wealth Migration Review,
okay.
It's the only Canadian city to be placed in the top global elite, and that's top 15.
That's interesting because you would think Vancouver is an elite city. Well, I guess, okay, interesting. It's like I've been saying, even when it comes to home prices, even when it comes to rental prices, Toronto has a lot to go.
Toronto has so much. Toronto, like you said, you've always been saying Toronto's becoming a super city.
Toronto is becoming a super city. And we're only number 13 on this list.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some, who's number one then?
I'm trying to get, I think it was New York.
I was going to say,
New York, London, Tokyo
number 3.
San Francisco Bay Area, which I'm surprised. I thought
London
would be higher.
surprises me a bit at number 2.
London is huge.
At 2 though? I
Europe?
thought Tokyo would be 2.
I thought London would be like,
and I thought
San Francisco.
San Fran I thought would be like 3.
I thought it'd be like 1. That's like the global capital, like the tech capital of the world, isn't it? San Francisco?
Yeah.
Beijing's number 5.
Okay.
Shanghai, Los Angeles, Hong Kong, Sydney, Singapore, Chicago, Mumbai, Toronto, Frankfurt, and Paris at 5th.
Frankfurt, you mean Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then Paris at 15th, not 5th.
Shout out to Toronto,
Shout out to Toronto, man. And
shout out to Toronto,
if you go through the actual global wealth report, they say like number of billionaires in each city, like top 10, like number of billionaires, like number of this, like they break it down really well. So.
We're just here trying to add 2 to the list.
Yeah, it's coming, man. Don't worry. That's why when we got to number 7, you'll know why.
Jeez. Talk that talk. I was gonna say talk that ish. Talk that talk. You already know what it is. I think that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I'm done for now.
I think we did a great job. We didn't swear.
A lot.
So shout out to us. Let me give ourselves a round of applause. Really know what it is.
The no swear challenge.
But I guess it's that time.
let me get my keyboards ready.
You gotta clear the throat pause. Get the Incredible Hulk music ready. Because with that being said, that will bring us to the end, the unfortunate end, of another episode of the True North Views podcast.
TNV for short.
Guys, we're going to ask one favor of you. We talked about a lot of things today. We ask that you please continue that conversation by telling a friend, to tell 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 a friend.
One
you know
more
what I'm
person.
saying? 6 degrees of separation, guys. It's a social experiment. Let's see how it goes. It's officially Brick City up in Toronto. It's
get
cold.
The winter jackets out.
My full my for real winter jacket is out now.
Summer clothes are gone. Like summer clothes are folded and put it away.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm partially upset that we're gonna go through 10 months of winter.
Snow's about to come soon, guys. Just drive safe.
I'm already counting down for the summer. Now, as usual, I go by the name Harris.
I skirt by them. Call me JustShola.
And I guess you just got to tell them the number 1 rule, sir.
Skirt for the waistman, man. Watch out for them waist suits and waistmans.
Watch out for the waistmans. Number 2 rule is no more first of alls. And number 3 rule is we don't fact check.
That's right.
Although we check Spotify and Google very often. But it is what it is, guys. Stay warm out there, please. Yes. It's a True North Views podcast. What were you going to say?
Something's supposed to be happening.
As I'm making my outro.
When's the Thanksgiving? American Thanksgiving. It's still 2 weeks away, right?
You know what? You're right.
Oh, it's still 2 weeks away.
Is there something coming up though?
Like
Remembrance Day.
Oh, yes.
Veterans Day.
Yeah,
you're absolutely
the Canadian
great.
version though.
Well wishes for Remembrance Day and Veterans Day. I think that's the best way to put it. Stay warm out there, like we said. It's the True North Views podcast episode. What is it again?
29. We out.
Episode 29. Get it.